welcome to this Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday where I am covering a Game of Thrones, the card game, and I'll put a link to my earlier coverage where I kind of did an introduction and exploration of the Game of Thrones card game, second edition, and this is a unboxing or unpacking of an expansion to a Game of Thrones, the card game. This expansion is The Red Wedding. This is a chapter pack, and I've gotten several of these over the years, but actually got them and opened them and played them and combined them with other decks long before I had a channel. So how about that? I'm not sure if the Game of Thrones card game is still supported. I ended up getting this as a Kilroy's Bargain, so I'll go in my Kilroy's Bargain playlist. So these are kind of going on clearance and sale and somewhat hard to find. So I don't know if this is still being supported, but this is still a good game. I like it. It's thematic. It plays interesting as it recreates or simulates the Game of Thrones universe, mainly based on the books or the book series. So enough of that. Let's get into this pack here. When these chapter packs come in sets of 60, but you only get 20 unique cards. You get 20 cards, and there's 3 of each card because it's a deck builder, right? You want to have multiple copies to make sure you get that draw that right card at the right time. Deck builder meaning you're building the deck and then play it. It's not a deck builder in the sense of you're building the deck as you play the game. Take a look at the back there. It says The Red Wedding is a chapter pack of 60 new cards, 3 copies of 20 different cards, for a Game of Thrones, the card game, based on George R.R. Martin's best-selling A Song of Ice and Fire saga. These cards were designed to augment the existing decks and add variety to the Game of Thrones metagame. This is part of the Blood and Gold cycle, and I don't want to spoil too much if you haven't followed Game of Thrones, but if you're watching this, you probably know something about the Game of Thrones, right? The Red Wedding was a very tense and big plot twist in the whole Game of Thrones book series and in the TV series as well, or the Game of Thrones, the HBO series, I should say. That's on TV, isn't it? So as you open these up, you get a little bit of just a cover right there. You get a little bit of an explanation or background for this deck or these added cards. And it looks like we have a new keyword ability here, bestow. So that's the only thing new here. You get an ad for or advertisement for Hand of the King, which I do have that game, and it's a real simple game. Loosely, the theme is painted on as far as Game of Thrones, but the game is kind of interesting, so maybe I'll cover that in my newly formed Game of Thrones playlist, my GOT playlist. If you want to get Game of Thrones, check out GOT. That's Game of Thrones there. Let's get to the cards here and see what we have inside this deck. Of course, I don't see one of those nice little pull strings or pull tabs there, so let's go this route here and see what cards we have in here. This is the Red Wedding, so we have let's go in even closer here. So you have some start cards here. Winterfell, so you have a location. And they usually give you an assortment for each of the different factions. Another location there. Then we have the Watch. With an attachment there. Sorry, went too far close to the thing there. It's Fortification. Baratheons. Ooh, we get a Sir Osmond Kettleback. That. And this is an event. for the Lannisters. So we get, so this is a character and is that an event? Yeah, that's an event there. Plunder for the sea people. Strong Belwaz. He's a pretty interesting character in the stories and in the series too. Here's an attachment. Hilaria Sand. Okay. Secret Schemes. Then we get Walden Frey. Look at that. He's got everything. He's got all the different challenges. This is the head of the House Frey. You're going to love this guy. This guy is just pure joy is what Walder Frey. Frey bastard. Okay. Frey hospitality, yeah. So no spoiler alert there. And we get some new plots here. These look like they're just general plots. It's the Red Wedding. Look at that. Very cool. So there you have it. That is the cards that you get in for Red Wedding. Love to know your thoughts on these added cards, or if you want to talk about the Red Wedding, it's okay to be spoilers. It's been out. If people haven't caught up on it now, that is their own doing, right? So there you have it. Game of Thrones, the Red Wedding chapter pack. Love to know your thoughts, or if you want to talk about the Game of Thrones card games itself, or tell me what's happening with it, because I'm a little bit behind the times. Anyway, thanks all for stopping by. Take care and have a great one. Thanks for watching.